don't know if we've done that before, but hi, Mike. Do you ever dream of Billy and Sheba? Hey.
Hi, Mike. Mike. Nice. What up?
Hi.
Welcome.
Welcome to episode maybe 9 of
bruh.
Hot Mike with your hosts. I'm Sheba.
I'm Billy. And we are here excited. Hey, what's up, baby? What's the deal, yo?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Excited about a free Palestine? Me
Yes.
too, babe. It's coming. You see,
Absolutely.
Everything's moving faster. The 3D is catching up to our manifestations every moment. And I, for one, cannot wait.
Yeah. Look, we talked about it. We are moving in a direction to truth, and it's undeniable. It's inescapable. It's not something that anybody can like. Are you okay? What happened there just now?
I got stuck on the other side of this part.
Okay.
Had to do a little maneuvering.
Yeah, it's just truth, clarity around the human condition and our shared oneness. The paradox of being separate and the same.
Yes.
Not even separate, unique and
Yeah.
the same. And that the separations are made up narrative, cultural, political structures.
Yeah. So I've been feeling like, the Palestinians are being starved to death. The Israelis are starving them to death. They're like, there's all the food they need 20 miles away, but the Israelis are just stopping anyone from getting food to the people they're starving. And so we're supposed to think of them as separate from us. We're supposed to think of them as like I'm not starving.
Right.
Like, yes, I am. The separation is the illusion. I'm being starved to death. And it shouldn't have to just affect me in order for me to, be affected, to move.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously. There's a word we have called empathy that is under attack recently from these, very stupid and very unfortunate people that have, loud microphones. But it's supposed to imply the ability to experience and feel what others feel.
To make other people's problem your problem. Because I hear a lot, of people who are it's not my problem, has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
That's not empathy, babes.
It's not empathy, and that's just, one way to look at it. When I think about empathy, too, again, when I think about starting from understanding that the truth, that everything is one thing, that everything is interconnected, the air we breathe, and all kinds of other politics, the language we use,
the water we drink,
the beliefs we hold,
yeah.
And you can't disconnect it. It's not what you're doing is you're inventing that. That's in your head and in your head alone. But there's benefits to that for some people. You know what I'm saying? And so we're living through this period where people are saying, "This is not me." People will do that all the time. They'll find different ways to avoid their connection.
Yeah.
But you realize that if they're able to starve a group of people, if they're able to do collective punishment to a group of people, if they're able to call themselves special and deserving of all kinds of protections and say those people over there we can genocide those people. We can blow them up. We can destroy all of their infrastructure and health. And if you can do that with one group over there, they can do that with you. They can do that with your children.
Yes.
The whims and the winds of the political, anything can happen, and so you hold the line. And the people who fail to do that today are really short-sighted, and I'd say dumb. I used to hold back on sort of this thing, but I've seen more and more of it, and it pisses me off, and it's dumb.
It's not smart. You're literally, it's short-sighted. It's going to come back to you. You're sowing the seeds of your own destruction.
Yeah.
So that's a choice.
It's
that's
all
a choice.
Particularly the people. As I'm saying, and you particularly understand that the people carrying out the genocide are actively. That's what they want. They are leaning into the idea. They want you to separate. You are an American. You are this.
They
we
want
are that.
you to be on the side of the people doing the genocide.
Or at the very least to feel that you're safe. You're
just not in it.
You're not in it.
Let them handle it.
This is something entirely else.
You just give me the protection to let me do what I need to do, and you don't worry about it.
And that's the entire premise of the post-World War II era. Everything that was built, the United Nations, the criminal courts, all of these things, these statutes, whether they're like, whether they have teeth and they actually work as they intended or not, they were built on the idea that it's connected. We need institutions that reflect our connectivity, the idea of us being separate countries that are just, in contrast to each other and warring for resources. No, we need to agree on things. And this, it's so funny to see in this moment how motherfuckers will denounce international institutions and completely run over it because it's not convenient for their particular aims in the moment. It's really a dangerous and frustrating moment, real talk.
Yeah, totally. As a lawyer, it's been like really illuminating and like loss of innocence. What is that other word for that? Like coming of age, rite of passage, kind of. To see all of the myths that were actually like, this whole thing is just built on all these myths and agreements, and we dress it up with law and like lawyer language in order to make it seem more real than it is, and to see that like, oh no, most of these people are just pretending. It's been really disheartening on one hand, but on the other hand, very empowering. It's like, oh, I can't rely on someone else to do the thing. I can't rely on these things I've been told to rely on, like my representatives, my leaders, the laws, the history. Like, it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the one with the power to change things.
That's a crazy, like you're coming there totally from a political observation and an astute political observation. But I pull this, like, there's a spiritual thing in that. Like, I truly believe one of the things we have to be honest about sometimes when we talk about revolution and changing things in a major way, whatever we build will be built on myths also. Like, things will have to be built on myths. This is a challenge. Like, the idea of the president and the checks and balances and this and that, it's a myth. It's built on the idea that everyone's going to play together, and even the president, even though his power extends beyond that, he can do executive orders. They used to tamp down on the executive orders. They used to do like a couple dozen executive orders. Now the president proudly signs 200 executive orders in his first week, shit like this, because the myth of the thing is going. He's no longer like the institutionalist is engaged in a performance of a high-minded ideal about what democracy is supposed to be, and we're all supposed to, and it's like, and the media is supposed to do the same thing. So we're supposed to be upset about the myth, about the law, and all these things because it's all mythical,
I think I don't know if I agree that like whatever we create is going to have to be based on myths. What if we base it on truth? What if we base it on love? What if we base it on oneness? Yes. We know those aren't myths. We know those are actually the real thing. Those are the only things that is. The illusion is the separation. And so we don't have to, when we're in the brainstorming stages of the dreaming stages, the imagining stages of what, this new thing we're going to be creating is, we don't have to already say that we're going to base it on myths. No, let's try now in the imagining stages. What would it look like if we didn't base it on myth? If we based it on the thing we knew, that I'm all there is, that I'm limitless, that I am love, that we're all one.
I mean, I agree. I hear what you're saying. I think everything needs to be based in, rooted in a love and a oneness, because that's what is. And also in respect for difference, because that's also what is. That's a challenge when people, because again, when I'm using the word myth here, I don't mean to demean it like it's a bad thing. I'm saying that it's whatever we do when we create our societies, we're going to be taking pride in whatever we create, and we will be creating mythologies. We will be creating stuff.
So I think it's like oneness is the true thing. And so like my hand is different than my eyes, right? They do different things, they look different, but I love them both. They're both beautiful, awesome differences that create this one. Okay. And so that's how it's going to be.
That's how it's going to be.
And so it is. I have a microphone. I am an incredibly powerful being. I am a direct channel and connection to the divine. So it's important for me to speak what is.
Exactly, but this is what I'm saying. So even like something as beautiful as human rights, a concept on a root level is a myth. It is something that we agree on. We say people have the right to food, for instance.
We don't say that.
That's why people who engage in human rights say that, and that's if we were to do a story about love, if we were to build a society or a world rooted in love, we would have to say that, and that would be a story, and and we would believe in it, and there would be a high-minded value that we would all step towards, and that's kind of what we've lost. Is like some of the best myths. You see what I'm saying? Like even housing as a right. That's a story that we will have to build value in based on our context of like a wealthy society that could and should house people, but it won't be. You will have to believe in it, is what I mean, like a myth. That's all I'm saying. and I think that's what we have. Like that's the dangerous thing is like all of these things they start off with a good high-minded thing and then they lose, then they fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happens quite often.
I think it's because it's based on myth, not based on truth. So if we were based in love and truth and oneness, we wouldn't have to base our things on myth. We could have stories, true stories, that stem from the base truth that we have, because we're not starting on a myth. We don't have to keep building story onto myth, onto story, and end up with what we have now, which is a false thing that's based on story and myth. It would instead have a sturdy foundation of love and truth and oneness.
Yeah, I think that's
You're not going to win this one.
I think that's I'm not trying to win anything. But
good, because you're not going to. But also, I was trying to. I thought it was going to be a good segue into our thing about Superman. About seeing that like you're the one with the power. If you realize you're the one with the power, you have the responsibility to use it, and you can't let the strictures of the law limit you from doing what you know is right, what you know is the proper use of your power. You're not supposed to use your power and then subvert it to the myth that you've been told that everyone else wants you to adhere to keep you powerless, to keep you afraid.
Yeah. 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 Let's actually transition then into the movie.
Yes.
Like we don't have the trailer. We're not gonna do the trailer, but the movie was good. We watched it 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Watched it 2 nights ago. Went out to the Charles Theater.
Yeah.
I thought it was good, man. Look, I heard so much about it, and I heard all of these like direct parallels. People saying this is a huge fuck you to Empire and to Israel. And
why were they saying that? Like,
okay. So
what encouraged you to see it? Yeah.
I just saw a lot of social media posts about how there was strong political messages in there related to genocide, and like essentially Superman somehow in the movie, first of all, he intervenes in a war, in an invasion,
where like a European kind of based country invades a sort of like brown desert people country.
Yeah.
And like the European country is saying that they are there to liberate the desert people from their authoritarian government.
And the United States is in deep allyship with this
the European government. Who's invading.
They've got all sorts of partnerships and shit. And they even have what's it called? Earth. What are the Green Lantern?
Oh,
Mr. Terrific and Hawk Girl.
they kept trying to. So it's kind of, it seems like the boys universe a little bit, in the sense that they have like, there's lots of people, they call them metahumans, like Superman and Green Lantern, people who have superpowers.
Yeah.
And they work for corporations. The corporations fund them, and like they save the world, but they have these corporate sponsorships. So
Yes.
I think they were trying to, like, what are they, the Justice Gang or something? They were trying to work it on a
They
name.
were coming on a name, but yeah. So even those guys, so they exist, and so those are the guys who were sponsored. Of course, there's other metahumans who aren't sponsored,
like
who just
Superman
exist.
is not.
Like Superman, and there's probably, they implied that there's several more,
Yeah.
just rolling around.
Which, of course, because if there are humans with superpowers, there's probably a lot of them. There's probably more than like the 6 that we saw.
Yeah. But
they-
by the end of the movie, this group intervened on behalf of the poor, the children who were being invaded, which was cutting against their own government, cutting against their, their private contracts. And so it was, what I liked about the movie is like, it went back to like fun. You know what I'm saying? Like Superman used to be, I grew up on Superman. I actually thought he was overpowered. And so he wasn't, he was kind of like Mr. Perfect. He's just flying around. He can see through things. I'm like, why, how can he ever lose? Except for the kryptonite thing. They showed Superman losing and suffering a lot. He starts off the movie bleeding from the mouth and getting his ass whooped. And so it was interesting that they gave him a lot of frailty in this movie,
Yeah.
and had him overcome stuff.
I have a like inkling. I think that like, of course it's obviously a work of fiction, but I think like a thing that we're taught in America is that if you have powers, if you have magic superpowers, you have to hide. You can't just exist as a magical, powerful person. You have to pretend to be, just a regular guy who has to do a 9 to 5. You have to pretend to be this other thing. And I know for myself, like I was spending a lot of time pretending to just be this normal little government employee with no power, and I'm just waiting for the superheroes to save me. And like all that energy and power I was spending pretending I wasn't powerful could have instead been spent harnessing and increasing my potency and my power. And so I think Superman spends a lot of time getting beat up, being disempowered, being not in his power fully, not
Being
able
Clark
to
Kent.
actually defeat the bad guys, because he's spending so much of his energy just pretending that he's not powerful.
Being Clark Kent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that he chooses, Superman chooses the journalism profession, right? He comes to the Daily Planet or Earth and says, I want to engage myself. If I'm going to do a normal thing, I'm going to do the thing where we stand for truth, right? Is it truth and justice, the American way and all that?
That's so interesting to think that like a powerful magical being, when they want to pretend that they're not powerful, they go into journalism. Interesting.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing there.
That reminds me a lot of the people at CNN.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sad. Now, yeah, it's really sad. That's the thing. Journalism's supposed to be the thing, right? It's funny you frame it that way. He goes to journalism to be powerless intentionally, right? But journalism is not a powerless place.
Yeah.
It's not inherently that. I think we suffer now. The kids are growing up in a thing with, Fox News. Fucking Greg Gutfeld on Fox just
Terrible name, by the way.
recently. He's like the Fox News clown in a room full of clowns. He's the uber clown, and he's like, okay, we're gonna normalize the word Nazi, and we should learn from the blacks. And just like they normalized the N-word, we're gonna say. So then he starts laughing, and he's, "What's up, my Nazi?" This and that, and Nazi please, and all this stuff. So it's a very toxic, fun little mixture of like dehumanizing the black suffering, dehumanizing even Jewish and sort of the Nazi stuff as well.
But trying to make it so it's like cool to be a Nazi.
And exactly, right? And
like that sounds like something a Nazi would be trying to do, trying to get ahead of the story.
And the
that,
kids
like,
are
actually
watching.
Nazis are cool.
Yeah, and the kids are watching. You know what I'm saying?
I think what's really good about that is like they have such an old person's mentality of like, if they just do this performance, then the kids will slovenly just like eat it right up. The kids are smarter than we are. They see the fakeness.
Yeah.
They love wicked. They love seeing people who pretend to be powerful and good being taken down. So they can go ahead and keep trying this boomer mentality of a society where like the people with power pretend that they're fighting the good fight and they wish they could do something, but all they can do is just take the money from the powerful and let the powerful figure it out. Like, what are we talking about?
It's shameless, yo. It's shameless. I mean, Fox is just the worst example. The only people watching Fox, like you said, is the boomers, and then probably a couple of our generation, like
who want to be like the boomers.
You know, they specifically go after, you know, the white rural, you know, contingent, and they just hit them with, very subtly, they hit them with constantly the opposite of what you're talking about, the opposite of oneness. They separate, and they elevate white male heteronormative as the ideal, rich, you know. So Elon Musk, Trump, Hegseth, these guys are the pinnacle of manhood. Tough, rich, they do what they want, they come up with stuff, and then they execute, and blah, blah, blah. And you see that all these men are rather like gross men who weak men. Gutfeld even, impotent. Right? Gutfeld makes, I don't know, a good deal probably on his ridiculous show, and he's famous. And all those guys, Charlie Kirk, you know, Ben Shapiro, these losers who navigate fame, and you know, they can't just navigate fame through the creation of their own creative brilliance and their own, like, what they can contribute. No, they create separations, they create harm.
They can only do what they've seen older white men do, which is create separation, lie, pretend, exploit, trick people,
monetize.
Exactly. And trick the people with the actual power out of their power. Like, trick the people with the power into doing the actual labor. So
journalism is supposed to be, as Superman intends, and even maybe comically, because it's a comic thing, comically, the Daily Planet CEO, you know, was running out there. He was down to take risk, to uncover things and to learn truth. I think that's what it's supposed to be intended.
Yeah, like, I think that was the kind of, like, movie magic, like, seeing this newsroom of, like, I think he was, like, the head editor, whoever's, like, the boss of a newsroom. The
black guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Who, I love that actor. I liked a lot of the people in it, but that he lets Lois and, like, their other reporters do this story that is against the rich, powerful white man who's actually, you know, doing all the propaganda and stuff. This newsroom is going against him and getting an article out against him for free.
So you're saying that there was a lot of CGI in this movie, but the most crazy CGI you saw was the active newsroom.
The biggest plot hole, the biggest thing that made this a work of fiction, is that the newsroom was full of intrepid reporters who put truth and justice above a paycheck.
We're gonna get into the Wall Street Journal and stuff in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
Some more of that ridiculous shit, but
22. Oh, it was 2333 on the timer.
2333. What do you think of Mr. Terrific? I thought he was an interesting character.
I liked him. Yeah. He Mr. Terrific was in the Justice Gang, so they're kind of like they're almost like freelancers, you know, like they're not like I don't know. But yeah, so I liked him. He reminded me of, you know, an autistic black man, like, who is just very, like, serious about, like, the things that he's passionate about, and is just, like, offended about, like, the peons who keep messing with stuff, and he's just like, I gotta, like, clean up after you dum-dums and all these things, and, like, I like that. It's funny too, because I think, you know, it's funny to see him kind of demonstrating the most empathy, or the most proactive kind of empathy, like, letting people use his gadgets, like putting himself in danger to try to, like, help and see what's going on. And
he was the first to go check with the Superman, follow with Lois.
Yeah, because, like, Lois was like, spoiler alerts, by the way, who cares? Yeah. Lois was like, you know, wanted to go and save Superman from the Pocket Universe thing. And so she tried to get the Justice Gang, the Green Lantern, this hot girl, Mr. Terrific. she's like, he's your friend. Like, you have to come and help. And they're like, listen, I'm not risking my life, like, for, I don't know who these people are, these, like, desert people. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
the media has turned against Superman, so I don't want to. And so only the black guy, who's the smartest and the most powerful, you know, was like, oh,
I don't know about
fine.
the most powerful. The Green Lantern's pretty legit too. He was a fun character too, but he's definitely Mr. Terrific. I thought he was really cool powers and definitely the smart kind of guy.
And I think the most powerful is the one who's most willing to use their power in the way that, like, they think, rather than just what they're going to be paid for, which is what the, you know, Green Hornet?
Lantern, yeah.
Okay.
Green Lantern, he's got multiple different versions of him, but that was a fun one. And I like that he had, you know, he starts off kind of dark, like, a cynical,
like cynical old white guy, powerful white guy who's just like, hey, yeah.
But then he turns and ends up doing the right thing and supporting the people who are being genocided.
Yeah, and so in the movie, like, the people are kind of like the desert people are about to be fully, like, invaded by the European country, and, you know, they start chanting Superman. Because Superman had, like, intervened before.
Right.
And that part I was a little bit like...
I mean, it is a Superman movie.
Yes.
That's what they're going to do.
But I was a little like...
Yeah. No, of course.
And then it's funny because he didn't even come.
He didn't come. He sent his friends. Which is an interesting choice that... I think it's a cool choice to have, you know, these other people show up and support, and to show that they grew, they went through an arc, you know.
And, like, I love it. It's like, you know, seeing one person step into their power and go against all odds and do the right thing inspires other people to do the same.
Correct. I thought it was interesting too that, like, obviously they're aiming for more sequels and shit, but, like, to do that scene without Superman, it was really just the Green Lantern and Hawkgirl that did it. Like,
and the crazy the dude who can create.
That's right, the guy who can do.
He can, like, his power is to create any substance,
minerals and substance.
Yeah.
Because sort of it reminded me of the scene, the epic Marvel scene, that epic scene where all these people show up and all the portals open up, and you're talking about, like, dozens, if not hundreds, of heroes show up. So I thought we were going to get something like that, and instead it was just the three of them.
But then it's also like, why should we need the entire pantheon of superheroes to go against a human army?
You're right.
You only need, like, the Green Lantern to do his little, thingy.
Green Lantern did a couple things, and it was a wrap.
Flip the tank, the acid guy,
It was a fun movie, too. Like, again, in the challenge of Superman is that he's so powerful. His biggest, in my mind, the biggest challenge for him is how does he use his power? How does he control himself? Right? He can breathe too quickly and kill someone, let's say, or something like this.
But I don't think that's his issue. Well, he grew up around humans his entire life, so he knows, if anything, his work is in figuring out how to use his power. He knows how to make himself small. He knows how to not laser eye everyone to death. He knows how to not accidentally sneeze and kill everyone.
Yeah.
That's not what he needs to do.
This particular one was written that way. I do think it's interesting, especially coming from the old 80s Supermans, where he's just, they don't deal with some of those challenges. Like, he doesn't have the same depth that characters do now in the current movies. So I think it's interesting. There was a movie, it was with the last couple, where they showed him struggling, like, he could hear everything, and, like, for him to have to focus and, like, not and zero out all of these sounds to and for that to be a struggle versus something that just comes easily to him. Now, this movie reversed all that. It wasn't dark. It didn't grapple too deeply with this. There was a lot of, like, suspension of disbelief, and he just, like, it's Superman.
So I think of it like he already did it. He did the work. He grappled. He figured it out, and now he's got it, and now he has different issues. Now the issues that he's faced with are, the issues of his identity, who he thought he was, what his family wanted for him versus who he wants to be.
That was an interesting element, too. They finally put his parents as not bad guys, but that I don't know.
As they're not just this like
exactly.
You
They
know,
weren't like
we
save
just want to
humanity,
save
go.
humanity.
No, it was like you're better than those.
They're like,
those,
yeah, you need to rule these idiots, which they're not wrong. Humans are quite stupid and weak, and we do need someone to whip us into shape, which is so funny.
Someone careful. This is what these motherfuckers think. That's what cats say about Trump.
Yeah,
they motherfuckers go, it should be,
okay.
We need one guy. Okay, Trump, he's going to save us.
Obviously not that guy. Obviously, it should be someone else.
Okay, well, you're going to have to build the strong case for you first because these motherfuckers, when they go, okay, let's get one guy, they're going to Trump, Elon, they're going to Peter Thiel.
You're right. Let's not get a man. Men have shown they are not leaders. Men have shown they don't have the leadership qualities. They don't understand who to trust. Men are good at following some guy. So you're right. Let's not put men as the leaders of this. It will be a woman.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of sense to, at the very least, opening up. There should be, if we're going to have a pan for. I'm suspicious of any singular person, by the way.
I'm suspicious of any singular man.
If we're gonna go with a thing, I think we need a group of people who's and largely women for sure.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a group of women who are in their power, and then we delegate. You know, like men are good at doing what they're told, obeying an order. They're not good at discerning who they should take orders from. And that's the problem.
The male ego and the storytelling, that's what's brought us here, the storytelling about the men being smarter and stronger and the leaders and all of the myths. We will have to build new myths about the feminine and about women's role and meaning and power. And this will be true and it will be a myth because it's something that we're building. It's a story that we have to embody.
I think the women are the most powerful, and we know that because men throughout history have tried so hard to convince women and men that women are not only not powerful, but any powerful they do have, you have to control it and harness it and make it real small and real useful. So that's obvious. Like, obviously we're incredibly powerful. Like Superman, they show he has all this power, so we have to make sure we have to show him struggling with it and, fitting himself into this small little role and no, we don't need that. The bad guys want us to think we're not going to be able to use our power and that we're going to do it like the men have done it. A person's in charge, I got to do it like Donald Trump.
All I'm saying is, baby, for every... I think you're one of one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm one of one. For every... The mythology lies in the fact that AOC is a woman and women stand up at the podium to defend the president and women raise their hand at the UN.
Women-centered men, not it. So women who think they should be following men are not going to be it. So AOC, no. She's doing it for the love of the game too. She just wants to fit in with the worst men in the world, and so
Hillary Clinton's a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Married to a terrible man who's on the Epstein list, but she's told herself
what
that
Epstein
this type of what'd you say?
What Epstein list?
You're right. Exactly. So people who are excited to have a world in which the Epstein list is secret. And the men on that list get to rule the world. Any woman who is happy with that order and is going to work to make sure that continues, you're off the list too.
You're off the list.
You've disqualified yourself from leadership.
There's something about being really actually self-driven,
Truly.
male or female, to be grounded. I mean, that's what I think healthy healing and adulthood is, and it requires more than just some age requirement or some certification and some schooling, whatever. It's you can be someone with a master's or a doctorate degree in something and still be really a frail sort of constantly looking to be validated, looking for external this and that, and so you're willing to just be a mouthpiece for whatever,
The dumbest people I know are attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most cowardly, spineless losers I know did great in law school.
Yeah.
They like these certifications are made up by old white men who themselves are not smart. So it's actually not difficult to get these certifications. It's expensive, but that's another thing. Like, you know, we're exploring, you know, in our personal lives, like, even in the movie, the bad guy was this ultra wealthy, you know, Lex Luthor person, but he was like kind of like a tech bro guy and not smart. Like these people are actually not smart. Some of the richest people in the world are the dumbest people in the world. Elon Musk is not a smart man. All these billionaires, billionaire actors, billionaire athletes, you know, billionaire politicians, not smart people. So it must not be difficult to make a lot of money. And so once we fully figure that out and integrate it, and we will do it because a bunch of dum-dums have figured it out.
Well, they were born with it. I mean, all the names
exactly.
You
so they didn't even have to
silver spoon kids, real talk.
Exactly. And so it's much easier to figure it out when it's just given to you. You just have to like maintain it. So we've already figured it out so early and quickly. It's over for these hosts.
Yeah. But, yeah. We just need a revolution of values, real talk, because, you know, if you're looking for leadership and you can only see it in rich, white, heteronormative men, you've limited yourself so deeply, and you don't realize. I think people are seeing it now. You see how depraved Trump is now. You see how ridiculous Elon is now. They've exposed just all this sunlight on
who they are.
So people are now finding reasons to distance themselves. But consider why was there so much energy and excitement before? And of course, we need to shine the hot light on those who show some excitement for Joe Biden and show you don't have to be this like on your knees cuck for these political figures.
So funny.
None of them.
It's crazy because like they are public servants. They are supposed to be serving.
That's the thing.
You. Yeah. You're not supposed to be being like, hey, they're a good servant. They're
obviously.
Good. What? Your servant displeases you? Your servant doesn't do the thing they're supposed to do?
They're gone.
They're gone.
That's obvious. I mean, that's the whole.
This is how lose their job, fine, but like they're your servants. You can really off with their head if you want, because they are your servants, and they've got it. They've got us all turned around. Now they're topping from the bottom. The servants got us, the people with the power, going, well, what does the servant think? Don't be mean to the servant. No, the servant's trying hard.
They flipped it because they teamed up with the news media, and they started to show us, they started to embed themselves in the campaigns and show us the candidates at their homes with their kids, and show us the tough schedule and what they're doing every day, going to different states.
Yeah,
and now you empathize with them. We don't have empathy for innocent children who are being blown up in different parts of the world.
Which is crazy.
We have empathy for these politicians who are
blowing children up.
And by the way, they don't spend time showing you about the phone calls, the fundraising, and how compromised they are.
Exactly.
But and we can empathize even with that. We go,
exactly. They talk about it's like so hard. No, it's not. They have a fun meeting with like the worst humans in the world. They get to have like a fun dinner. They go to a strip club. They go play golf. Those actually aren't difficult things. Those aren't hard work.
I mean, the fundraising stuff, as you know, it is absurd. Like, I'm talking about, like, not even in the House, for instance, the House of Representatives, every 2 years, there is no not campaigning. They're constantly campaigning. It's just not a good system. You know, it's just not a good system.
Like servants spending all of their time begging for money, right? That's campaigning, right?
Begging for money.
Okay, so that's the system we have. A bunch of servants begging me for my money so that they can murder a bunch of children.
And one of the ways you do it is you limit campaign. That's like very simple. It's very obvious. You limit the amount of expenditures that are possible on campaigns.
You limit the servant's salary. I know that from working at Social Security. If you make more than, I think for 2025, it's like $1,500 a month, you are not eligible.
And that's what they do to
poor receive
people.
The benefits. So it's like, we have this idea, how are we going to do it? We know how to punish poor people.
Of course they do.
So let's get more creative about how to punish the rich people.
Congress sets their own salaries, of course. So
someone works for
that's
them.
how it works.
Someone does the salary, does the beeps and bobs of having to do all this stuff. That person doesn't make what Congress does, so they have a responsibility to start stepping into their power. But it's tough because so many of us are told that, like, no, you're supposed to just do what you're told. We're just obedient little children who are doing what our parents want us to do.
Yeah.
And they give us money, and then we wish that we could do something, but we can only take the money and do what the bad guys say.
Everybody replicates what everybody else is doing, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the issue. The superheroes in Superman, they ended the movie by expanding their definitions of what was righteous, challenging even their own paymasters, and doing what was right. I mean, that's what a superhero does.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was good. Okay.
Should we go? Oh, I didn't do this screen ever. That's okay. That's the Superman movie. That's all right. We're going to move into the second part, which is the Wall Street Journal and Trump. Oh, yeah. So we decided that on this show, we are not going to do too many, like white men stories. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they want.
That's what they want, yeah.
They are not the future. So
by that I mean, look, you go on all of the mainstream media, it's Trump, it's Elon Musk, it's Jeffrey Epstein, it's blah blah blah, Alan Dershowitz and all these white men, okay, with these stories that are relevant for white men. Like, okay, there's a whole spectrum of things going on in the world that are not related to rich white men and their machinations and like the dramas that are going on in their lives.
Understanding them and like listening to them. What are you doing? Stop listening to them. They're bad people. But sometimes as we're wrapping up their world, we do have to talk about it a little.
We do, like it's all one thing, frankly. So here we go. This thing continues. The Jeffrey Epstein scandals with Trump. Trump distancing himself. I think it's pretty much well known that they lied. The Justice Department is closing the Epstein case. He committed suicide, and the Epstein list doesn't even exist. And a lot of the right wing media is going nuts over this. They don't believe him for good reason, and they thought that he was going to be the source of like something different and swamp fucking removal, but in fact, Trump is the swamp.
Swamp expansion. So
it continues. The Wall Street Journal published this letter that it's an old letter. It goes way back. Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. So how many years ago was that? I have no clue. But
97?
Apparently he sent a letter. I tried to find the letter. I saw there was like a drawing of like a woman's body, and the text was in the woman's body. And
Ghislaine Maxwell, it was a book that she bound together, an album that she bound together for Epstein's birthday. Which also, I would be like, wait, there's no list. What the hell am I doing in jail? That's another thing, women. If you're going to be a man-centered woman, you are going to have a life like Ghislaine Maxwell. You'll have a couple good years, but you get to hang out with the worst men in the world, and then you will be in jail.
Ghislaine
Maxwell. Terrible name, by the way.
Listen, so then Trump is upset about this.
Also, Ghislaine.
Yeah, I don't think that's
knowing what her parents are and the people she hangs out with, gross.
Ghislaine, yeah.
Ghislaine.
So Trump goes to Truth Social, and he's pissed, and he says here, the Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch, personally was warned by President Donald J. Trump that the supposed letter they printed by President Trump to Epstein was a fake, and if they print it, they will be sued. Mr. Murdoch stated that he would take care of it, but obviously did not have the power to do so. Mr. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News and the Wall Street Journal and a slew of other, I think the Post, of other newspapers where he leans in and imprints his own, asshole values every day by hiring people who then produce propaganda. And he does this not just in America, but he does this in the UK, in Australia, in countries around the world.
I love too that like he's trying to like say like, oh, we didn't have the power to do so. Like that's what like rich white men, feel like, oh, you don't have the power to do it. No, babe, he just lied to you and did what he wanted.
Yeah,
he doesn't like you.
There's something
child.
political there in
like
that
they're
choice.
Trying to, yeah.
These political choices. Even Trump has to play coy with someone like Rupert Murdoch, who, first off, is a big reason why Trump had any political success in the first place. When they were on the up and up, Rupert was like devoted a whole bunch of energy in all the media to making Trump seem like this brilliant person. And then more recently, it came out that they were going to throw all their energy towards Tucker Carlson on the second run. If they fired Tucker, and then they said that the entire empire would be supporting Tucker if he ran for president. And it shows you, we talked about this in the other episode, like, this is how this stuff works, man. We are at the mercy of these rich white men who are all friends and they're running these circles, and sometimes they're friends and sometimes they split. You see the Elon and Trump thing, they got together. Elon threw hundreds of millions of dollars towards Trump and his campaign and spun the algorithms on Twitter to favor Trump and all these things. They did a whole bunch of stuff, destroyed the government, laid off all these people. Elon is now leaving and now, tweeting that Trump is on the list. It's now they're at each other.
And then it's like, also should he like, okay, release it. If you guys really cared about it, like, do it. And like, it sucks because like the children who, were the victims of the people on this list are now adults, and they are saying, yes, these men did it to me. And we could just believe those women, right?
Good.
We could just believe the people, right? But it's not about that. It's about being at the mercy of the white men and what they want to do and their insecure things and their little games and how they're doing it. So it's like, wait, why are we doing this, guys?
It's all intrigue and celebrity.
Why are we doing this, guys?
And all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like the show Succession, which was a really, hold on.
Salud.
Which was a wild show, yo.
Yeah, which I didn't like it because it's like, okay, so we're all just supposed to like live in a world in which a bunch of like rich assholes just do whatever they want to try to make more money.
That's what it is. That's what it's been. Especially,
I'm supposed to be entertained by this.
Especially the United States, and they, like we said about the, how you contain some of this stuff is you were talking about salaries. I'm talking about fundraising. You limit fundraising capability. You limit donation capability. But over the last several decades, they've opened fundraising. They've said they've gotten away with. I'm sorry. They've eroded all of those limitations. They've allowed dark money to come in, and they've led this movement to equate spending money with speech. And so you can't stop someone from donating because it's speech. And Trump is taking that even further now.
And you can't stop corporations also. They've created it a myth.
That's right, corporations
so now
are people.
Corporation, a made-up thing, is actually a person. And so now the corporations have more rights. And that's actually kind of in the Superman movie. It's, Lex Luthor is this huge, mega corporation that is able to do whatever he wants in these other countries. And,
yeah.
But, and like, it's a legal wrangling, a made-up thing that they do so that corporations can commit murder, they can poison towns, they can exploit people, they can have keep people in slavery, and the worst we can do to them is have them pay a fine.
Yeah, it's wild to see people advocate for this and try to make it seem like it's entirely okay. So when you see, let's bring up Zoran real quick. Zoran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed Democrat socialist, when he suggests for a moment that there's something wrong with everything that we just said there about this corporatist society we've talked about. We haven't even really, well, we did bring about the media too. The media normalizes all of this. They make it all seem normal. So Mamdani suggests that we should be taxing billionaires and that we should have a government that serves working people. And it's just not allowed. Everybody went crazy over that.
Which is crazy because we're way past taxing billionaires. They need to, be taken care of and their money redistributed. Everyone, like, they're starving people to death. they're carpet bombing hospitals and schools.
You talking about Israel
and the U.S. They're not Israeli bombs; they're U.S. bombs. So we are doing this.
yeah.
We're allowing this to happen, and I don't even know what we're talking about. But I'm just like,
We were talking about billionaires, but the empire,
the
empire is really raw right now. It's just raw. We're seeing how empire works. We're seeing
exactly, and the billionaires do what they want, and they want us to keep talking about how to tax them, and taxation is not what they're going to get. They're going to get something much more divine.
We can't even talk about taxation because you see how like
and that's fine. We don't have to talk about it because it's not going to happen. That's not how we're going to get our money from them.
Insane. Yeah, I mean, this is what happened. Honestly, the economics behind this is deeply untenable. I mean,
also mythology. Trump, it's like a made up economics. It's like a made up.
Right. The thing, and that's what I'm saying. So they made up a thing. They call it normal. They call it safe and reasonable and like to justify whatever comes from it. Right. So billionaires, Elon might be by some definitions a trillionaire. This is acceptable. This is normal. He earned it, quote unquote. Even though something like half of his empire is largely U.S. state contracts and like money stuff that he's done. So it's absurd, and we're just living in an absurdity. Yes, where on the other side, on the flip side of the trillionaire, is people being starved, resources being robbed. In order to have new phones every few months.
Even in this threat he's trying to do, the worst thing he can do is like sue.
Yeah, that's
Rupert Murdoch like a trillionaire, blah blah blah. So, these people are so addicted to money they could never use in 1,000 lifetimes, that the threat that they could lose some of the money that they could never use in a lifetime.
And it wouldn't be Rupert Murdoch's money, right? It would be the organization. It would be Wall Street Journal money at the end of the day. It would be something like this. The corporation would.
The made-up corporation that doesn't need money.
Yeah. But it speaks to your point. Like, it's not going to hurt Rupert Murdoch on a personal level in any real way.
Yeah.
And except maybe reputationally, but we're past that on some level. Like,
he's a bad guy.
We're post-reputation. Like, he doesn't have a reputation for good journalism.
Isn't he a bad guy? Yeah, what are you talking about?
We already know. And yet he still thrives. They, just by existing, and this is the power of things, you have to just exist. You can exist even in a disgusting, slovenly, like abusive way, like the Fox News exists. Yeah. But their existence perpetuates itself. Yeah. And
how come they aren't being starved to death? How come everyone who's responsible for selling them food, preparing their food, isn't refusing? Every time they and then once they realize okay, they're gonna have to do it themselves, we slap away all the food. No, you don't get to eat. You don't get to live to your old age eating every day, as you allow children and adults. I don't like even just framing it as children. It's not okay to starve anyone to death.
Yeah.
Unless you are the person doing the starving to death, then you're gonna have to experience that, so and everyone else knows, if you starve people to death, you will get the same fate.
But this is the thing, man. This is why the narrative is so fucking important. This is why I'm so passionate and serious about this. If it were the case that we had an accurate narrative about what's going on, particularly in the Israel case, you would have a large group of people sort of jumping on board with you. As it is now,
yes,
the mythology, the lies, the lies, the narrative control, the power, and it's so deep. People are laughing and excited about the children of Palestine being starved. They've been burdened with a fake narrative where they, the whole terrorist label and these connections and the epic battle between. It's so bad that Netanyahu gets rounds of applause in our Congress, and the children are watching. And people at CNN and Fox News continue to carry water for this stuff without having to think twice about it.
It's crazy. I'm just like, I just they see everyone going really crazy, and I'm like, okay, so when you're upset at a parent, you exterminate their children, right? Okay,
that's crazy.
That's a crazy thing. The
so
children
then you
are learning
set that precedent.
The children are growing up seeing that they are simply cannon fodder for their parents. We're simply creating more, and like, yeah, we've got this, Epstein list that doesn't exist, and so all of these pedophiles are just in power, and like, why are we bringing children into this? Like, why are we bringing more supply in for the rich people? Like, what's happening, guys? What are we doing here?
Yes, it's out of control, and let's bring this into further context as we talk about the importance of narrative and the importance of really actually being grounded in truth instead of being grounded in corporate white male propaganda. They just defunded PBS and NPR as well. So National Public Radio and Public Broadcasting System, state-funded efforts to engage in our media. They provided us with amazing heroes like fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street and all of this stuff that I grew up on. Values of love and empathy, education, community, diversity. They've made all of these things negative, and all these people now, these Fox News watchers and others, I just posted something about empathy on Facebook, and I looked at the comments on it. All these people have these proud little philosophies about empathy. It's not toxic empathy is this new phrase, toxic empathy, and they've warped people's brains so badly,
And like, so, we like, they want us to feel like all this despair and like, oh my God, they've defunded PBS and NPR. The people on that doing Sesame Street have to do it for free now. You have to do it because you understand that it's a valuable service that we need done. And you can't just rely on whether or not you get a paycheck in order to do the right thing. It's like Superman. The Justice Gang was not going to do anything because they weren't getting paid, and they could get in trouble, hurt by the state by doing this without being paid. And so at first they were like, no, hate it. But so, yeah, it's everything is happening for us to encourage us to step into our power. So who's that NPR lady? Amy something?
Not sure.
I don't know the people. I don't watch these things.
Go full screen real quick. Yeah.
But yeah, so she's responsible for creating her, is it Teo podcast, whatever. Like, she has the mic, she has all the stuff. These things are not that expensive anymore. And so a lack of funding does not absolve you of your responsibility to step into your power and use your power to defeat these jerks. It actually frees you.
It frees you. It's a challenge that can pull you in a different direction and can, if you allow it to be. If a challenge is a valuable word for you, then use that. If freedom is a valuable word, then use that. Whatever you need, but whatever skills you've picked up from PBS and whatever values and NPR, now transfer that. Start the podcast, team up with someone else, and continue to show us why it's important. I mean, that's all it is. This era continues. We continue, and it is a new era. The access to distribution is something our ancestors never had. So,
yeah.
And we can't be inundated with CNN, Fox News, Wall Street Journal, gossip, muckraker, all this pedophile stuff. It's terrible. It should be, if there was a world with justice, we would have justice on this, but you can't be that. That stuff is what is getting clicks right now. And so all of the corporate media is devoted to that. It's devoted to this nonsense to get their clicks. And there has to be NPR and PBS represented something else because their funding source wasn't tied to this up and down market of clicks and revenue this way. And so that's what you're saying is brilliant. Yeah, we have to like step in and actually be that. And I'm pointing to something called genuine. I think it's something that is internally driven rather than driven by clicks.
And all those people who are, you know, anti-empathy, they think they're so cool with their hot takes about, like, loser, slave. That's who you are. You're toxic empathy, loser.
Because Elon Musk said it.
And it's so sad because Elon Musk isn't going to choose you, you loser. Elon Musk isn't going to choose you just because you parrot back what he says. He thinks you're a loser. He says it because he knows losers like you will eat it right up. You'll just slurp it right up.
It's ridiculous.
Embarrassing.
And I'll say, yo, especially when I see some of these men are black men, right? And I want to be clear about this. Like, it's not because it's not because you're black. It's like,
it's because you've chosen to.
Elon Musk is a Afrikaner, right? Whose family benefited from the apartheid and the mines in South Africa. Multimillionaire who bought his way into rooms and becomes the world's richest man or one of them. His philosophy isn't beneficial to you. Don't repeat his philosophy. Are you kidding me?
Like,
you don't understand that he was in Germany arguing on behalf of the far right German political parties and arguing about keeping Germany looking German and German values and this European thing against these like African and East Asian and South Asian immigrants. He has a different. He doesn't include you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're lost, and your blackness, I think, apart from your skin, it's like it's a political understanding. Like, you're not a part of this elitist, like white supremacist concept. You know what I'm saying?
But for the reason they have money is because they've made you a slave and they take your money, the value of your labor, your power, and they siphon it off and use it and don't give you any of it. So, you know what just came to my mind? That dumb, you know, dude who we visited him in Virginia, and he had a Tesla, and he like wanted to make it a point for us to like see that he had a Tesla, but then he was like, oh, I can't drive you around in it though because the parts for it's like something broke and the parts is just so expensive because it's in Europe and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, so you can afford a car, but you can't afford to make it do the thing that the car is supposed to do, namely drive.
Yeah, we caught him on it was missing a part.
I caught him on lots of things. I was like, oh, this man is performing being rich. He's performing being a white man. He wants to be included by these white men. He was also a person who was like, oh, I never, say that I'm like a black owned business because I don't want to like rely on, that to get ahead. I'm like, well, sounds like you're going to continue to be poor. You're going to continue to be ashamed of who you are because you've told yourself that white men don't like when you make it all about being black. So you want to try to do it in the way that makes white men comfortable.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. There's several ways to look at that, in my view.
Oh, yeah, totally. In his view, too. He wants to look at it in the way that, no, he's actually doing it. It's a smart thing that he used his money to help Elon Musk, and now he's... No.
So, this other stuff is... The Tesla is a different thing. I mean, it's funny, Sheebs. If I was, I don't know. You go hard on these dudes.
If you used your money stupidly, like a dumb white man like Elon Musk wants you to use it, we wouldn't be together because I'd be like, oh, he's stupid. He wants to be approved by these dumb dudes. Oh, okay.
The Teslas also was considered. I don't know, whatever. I don't know why I want to defend dude.
Exactly, stop defending this guy.
Going hard on dude,
Yeah,
it's
like
okay.
I like you because of how different you are from this guy.
Thank you, baby. I like you too. Why did we even get here? What was
because we were talking about how like so many black men are they do the like, oh yeah, toxic empathy. They're trying to be approved of by Elon Musk, who made his money off of black people being suppressed and exploited. And so when I see black men being like, look at Elon, I can buy the things that you want me to buy. Look.
we do have to like gain a. Like I said, it's the same struggle. Elon has the same struggle that I think everyone is on, right? And I'm talking about like the ability to set your own fucking values and to not be
skill issue.
Like
I think a lot of
to
people.
not be trapped. But this is, I mean, we all go through it, you know.
I think a lot of people, like, the thing that is stopping them from like really living in alignment with their values is they've told themselves they don't have enough money.
Sure, that's a big.
And that is not what Elon Musk's issue is. So why is he also struggling with identity? Must be because skill issue. He's not smart enough. He's not good enough. He's not qualified enough.
Yeah. I think I can't imagine. I don't think he's in this world with that kind of money. Okay, he's in a different world. And you go into the media, the way the media drops to their knees and tries to paint him as this incredible genius, like in his heyday. Now he's kind of like a weird villain character.
Now everyone sees that he can't even figure out how to keep a woman. He's not a genius.
I think the minute you show yourself disdainful of empathy, you're not smart.
Yes.
Like at the root thing of this experience is understanding your interconnectedness with all else. And
like,
that's
yes.
That's one of the most powerful truths you can ground yourself in. So when you start to take pride in your separateness, this is what racism is. This is what all of the isms are.
Sexism, exactly.
And
also, like, it's particularly like for humans, we are a species who relies on empathy to get us from our infant stage to our adult stage. If we just said nope, no empathy, the children would just be left, we would still be, child slaverying them even more than we already do. We continue to do now. And
see, but they don't care about any of that. Like again, because he's the richest man in the world, he can take care of him and his kids. So he might have empathy for his kids, but he will gladly employ one of your kids at $5 an hour, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting some coltan or whatever. He doesn't care.
Also, 2 of his baby mamas had to contact him on Twitter, the company he owns, in order to be like, hey, your child needs child support. I need to talk to you. You're
That's
ignoring
crazy.
me. I can only reach you on this thing. I hated to take this public. So that's even the thing. Like, he doesn't even care about his own kids. It's not about that. He only cares about having more laborers who will make him more money because he's addicted to money.
He's addicted to money, and he's addicted to at this point, he can't lose. He's so probably well leveraged across so many different things.
Also made up.
The money's all made up. What he's addicted to now is fame and attention. I mean, he bought Twitter. He didn't have to buy Twitter. When he did that, it's just a transaction, and yet it's actually one of the biggest power plays we've seen in this era.
It's actually what a supervillain would do, especially because the hunger organization, he had asked how much would it take to solve world hunger, and I'll do it.
They gave him a dollar amount.
Instead, he bought Twitter. That is actually something an evil, bad person does, especially now that we see how Israel is starving to death these people. So someone who has the power to not just solve that hunger, world hunger, chooses not to. He is an evil villain, the likes of which movies wouldn't even be able. We'd be like, okay, come on. We wouldn't even. He's too unlikable. His plan is too self-serving and self-sabotaging.
That's our normal.
Exactly. We've been told to think myth that he's a genius.
He's a great guy, actually.
And other CEOs like him are geniuses. I can't.
It's just mythology. Right back to the top of our show. Mythology. Our deepest mythology is rooted in this celebrity worship and wealth worship, power and wealth and celebrity worship, and you have that entirely combined with Donald Trump, Elon Musk, some of the other people we've named today. Elon, I think, recently just launched a new companion AI, some kind of an AI for people who are lonely. I don't even know the full depth of it. I saw the thing and I didn't even click on it. But I will say this. You think, what he's doing? Isn't he making rockets? Isn't he? But wasn't he supposed to be working on a high-speed rail thing for underground and something like this in California? How is he doing? Twitter? How's he doing all these things? Doge? He's running around in the White House.
Isn't that evidence that it's not
exactly
difficult to own a bunch of businesses?
The man is simply plugging things away. He has lots of other people. Some of those people are actually smart. He himself is a money mover type person who is his main focus for himself is to manipulate the media, is to get attention, to tweet the crazy thing. When he tweets crazy things about Trump, he knows that CNN's gonna copy it and go, look at this, oh, there's a spat, and the world goes crazy.
To bring us back to Superman too, that's literally what Lex Luthor, the bad guy, was. He was just a rich man who had a whole team of losers who are like, I'm gonna do whatever this person says. They give me money, I'm gonna do it, even though he's obviously doing the bad thing. He's obviously lying. He's obviously doing illegal things. Those people were like, he's paying me money, so I'm gonna do it proudly.
And he had in the pocket thing, he had a bunch of monkeys on the computer as well.
Exactly,
right?
literally.
Monkey bots.
The monkey bots who were they are the people who are arguing with you on Twitter and all these things, which is another reason why I was increasingly just like, oh, I don't care. Anyone who hates on me, on these things, bot. Goodbye. You won't stop me.
Goodbye.
Just like you didn't stop Superman.
That's it. That's it. Should we wrap it there? Is there anything else you want to add, my love? I mean, we'll be back next week for another hot mic every Sunday.
Yeah, and the invading empire colluding with the worst corporate, wealthy billionaire assholes in Superman, you guys are about to lose.
Oh yeah!
I can't wait. You guys can feel it too,
man. We about to win. That's right, and we are winning.
We've already won on every timeline, and so now we're just seeing the unfolding.
And we're just having fun through it, yo. Oh, it's so fun. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yo, that's the show. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Hot mic.
We love you. Hot mic. Do you ever dream of Sheba and Billy? Hot mic.
Peace.